MHSAA football state finals are brought to you by the Sparrow Health System. The road has been long, had some detours, but we're finally here at Ford Field. Division 8 gets the party started. In it, we have the Ubly Bearcats traveling from the heart of the thumb. It's their first finals trip in a dozen years. Opposing them, the Centreville Bulldogs, making the 2.5-hour trek from the Indiana border, their first ever finals trip. One of these teams is leaving Ford Field a first-time champion. The drama unfolds right now on Fox Sports Detroit. Hello, everybody. We are sure glad to have you tuned in as we kick off what should be a fabulous weekend of football from here at Ford Field. I'm Johnny Kane alongside my partner, former Michigan quarterback Devin Gardner. 8 champions will be crowned over the next 2 days. Devin, what is this moment like for these kids and these communities? Yeah, I've been here before, Johnny, and it is exciting. I mean, it's one of the greatest things you'll do in sports as a high school football player. A lot of these guys won't go on to play at the next level. So this is the paradigm of what they want to do at the end of their careers. Well, let's get to know each school a little bit better. We'll start with the Ubly Bearcats. I mentioned they're coming down from the thumb. This is just their second title game appearance in school history. Centreville Bulldogs made the trip from down near the bottom of the mitten, just north of the Indiana border. This is the first time ever playing here at Ford Field. One name viewers are going to hear all morning is Ubly's senior back, Carson Haleski, who his coach says is unquestionably, Devin, Ubly's best football player. Without question. I mean, you want to get the ball in his hands, and that's what Ubly is going to do when they want a yard, when they want to get in the end zone, when they need tough yards, they want to grind the clock out. This is the guy they're going to lean on, and it's going to be exciting to see him today. Nearly 1,200 yards rushing on the season. He's going to have a huge challenge today as he tries to find running room against what is statistically the best defense in the state of Michigan. Yeah, they're tough. They're tough. You see at the bottom of your screen here, 3.2 points allowed in the entire season. We're here at the state championship. That's a great job by them. And it's led by Sam Todd, who's also the quarterback. He's going to lead the team in rushing, but he leads in tackles, and he's tied in interceptions with 5. Excited to see him play on both sides of the ball. Talking about Sam Todd, and I'll tell you what, this Centreville team trying to keep proving everybody wrong. Preseason picked 4th in their conference, now 1 win away from a state championship. Who will rise to the top? We're about to find out. But one thing's for sure, history will be made today.
Send a message right now. This is where you make a name for yourself right now. Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at? Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win. Hey, we fired up. Hey, we fired up.
We gather under hazy night. Rain or shadow cast and floodlights applaud for this padded battle.
And brothers suit up in armor and dance with the gridiron in unison under the spotlight, holding up their team, careful not to let them fall. Brotherhood is an equal effort, a give and take. If there's a single wrong beat, there's a chance of being consumed by flames,
Or being devoured by an opponent's rabid will.
What you don't see is a season of long days, aching muscles drenched in sweat.
What you don't see is the bone-shattering stomps of triumph, followed by slow grind and hard fall before any confetti can shower.
What you get is glory mixed with unforgivable pain.
A feeling you chase for the rest of your life. Tied to one another by battle cry, this game is a rite of passage, a test of loyalty to self,
to team. In the heat of adversity,
this night can turn blisters into gold.
Turf and the sanction, cleats from dirt razors, and to Hermes winged boots.
And we all can fly. You can feel it by the thunder.
Here we go. You are looking live at Ford Field. Johnny Kane, Devin Gardner, and Brooke Fletcher with you in the booth. It is the Division 8 state championship. We are playing football on the 4th weekend of January. You gotta love it. Let's send it downstairs, bring in the 3rd member of our team, the aforementioned Miss Brooke Fletcher. Brooke.
Yeah, Johnny, normally the stands behind me would be packed with thousands of fans coming in to support their teams, but with COVID comes new restrictions for the MHSAA this year. One of them, that each team is divvied out 125 tickets. Now, they can divvy them out to whoever they please, depending on how big the school is. Also, everybody is required to wear a mask, and they are encouraged to keep their social distance. And if you listen closely, you probably don't hear the band. That is because the bands are not allowed to play at the games this year, but they did bring in a DJ to keep the energy up during the games. Guys, these are just some of the many adjustments these teams have had to make this year. But after talking to the players and coaches, hey, they're just excited and thankful that they can finish this season and have the opportunity to play for a state championship.
As we all are, Brooke, and there's a good look at Eric Sweeney. First season as head coach at Ubly, also serves as the offensive coordinator. Ubly comes in with a 9-2 mark. And on the other side for Centreville, Jerry Schultz, also in his first season as head coach. Ubly won the toss and will receive Evan Peruski, number 10. The freshman is the deep back for the Bearcats. You ready to do this, Devin Gardner?
I am very ready to do this.
Cole Hagan with a short kick, and that'll be fielded up near the 40-yard line by Carson Haleski.
That's his first carry of the day, and we can expect to see him carry the ball quite a bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're not going to see a lot of passing in this one. It's ground and pound today. This Ubly offense runs the power T, and there's Evan Peruski, the freshman quarterback. Doesn't throw it a ton, and that's okay. He doesn't need to.
Yeah, you're a freshman quarterback in the state championship. That is territory that most guys just don't get a chance to, right? We saw Dante Moore last year. A few years ago, we see J. Rue Campbell with Cass Tech. And now we have this young man, Evan Peruski.
One of the keys, they want to pick up the backside. This is a trapping football team. Little throwback, but this is common with some of these smaller schools. And the first handoff goes to Logan Mueller, the 6'1 junior. So Mueller's in that backfield. Also number 30, Carson Haleski, and number 47, Colin Oberski. And the freshman quarterback, it's his job to make sure he gets it to the right man, but there'll be a lot of ground game today.
Expect to see a ton of 30. On the onset, I do like the surge that I just saw from Ubly's offensive line, getting a few yards on first down. It's very important.
Peruski hands it off to Logan Mueller again, but how about that Centreville defense rising to the occasion? We mentioned one of the best defenses in the state of Michigan, Jacob Spencer, the linebacker, and to make the stop.
Yeah, they're uniquely designed, right? They have 5 defensive linemen, 1 linebacker, and the 5 defensive backs. They play against this type of offense all the time in practice. So you're going to see these two teams try to figure each other out and try to do things differently because they essentially have played against each other all year.
Coach Schultz said we want to keep it simple. We want to play fast, play physical. When your preparation's there, you don't have to think. Peruski this time hands it off to Carson Haleski. The senior fullback didn't get much, and again, that stout defense looked like Ethan Gross, Sam Todd, and Jared Spencer all in on the stop, and it was Sam Todd who got there first.
Yeah, I talked about on the first play how they had a nice surge. On this play or the previous play, they did not have that same surge, and the linebackers are able to freely run through the gaps. They tried to pull the guard, but the defensive line does a great job of spilling the run, which means taking that deep offensive lineman out and allowing your linebackers to make plays.
4th and 3 from midfield. Ubly says we're going for it. Handoff to Logan Mueller, and I think he is short by about a yard.
Johnny, you're absolutely right. He is going to be short, and this Centreville defense has come to play. They, like we talked about in the open, only gave up 3.2 points, and now they're doing it here.
Another look at it. Nothing fancy about it, but 3 men in on the tackle, including Jared Spencer.
I mean, that's 3 guys tackling the 1 man. Ubly's going to have to find a way to get more hats on the defenders. They're going to look on the sideline and see what they can do.
So now our first look at the Centreville offense. They run that flex bone triple option. Sam Todd in at quarterback. Coach Schultz calls him a once-in-a-lifetime player for the program. Jared Spencer lined up in the backfield, and they pitch it to the motion man, Gunnar Bunning out to the right side. Picks up a couple yards on the play, brought down by Carson Haleski. There is a flag down.
Looks like it might be a hold on Centreville.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay. First down.
So not an ideal start for the Centreville Bulldogs. Again, they're wearing blue and gold, representing the Southwest 10 Conference. Again, Sam Todd, you talked about him in the open. He helps run this flex bone triple option. You'll see the quarterback, fullback, and 2 wingbacks in the backfield. You may refer to it as the double wing, but Sam Todd, a Mr. Do-It-All, the senior, just getting it done. More than 1,000 yards on the ground this season and 20 total TDs.
Yeah, he's their leading rusher, and he's the heartbeat of the team. And they're going to lean on him with this. They're behind the sticks, and this is not where you want to be in this type of offense, but they're going to try and get something back here and probably keep it with Todd. 1st
and 19. Todd does keep it. Gets up near the 45-yard line before he's brought down. They give him 5 yards on the carry. Parker Peruski, one of the men in on the stop for the Ubly Bearcat defense. And a look at the starters. Some talented football players for Centreville. Mentioned their first ever state championship game appearance. Motion. Todd fakes the pitch to the motion man, rolling to his right. And he's still on his feet. Breaks the line of scrimmage, has a blocker past the 50-yard line, and near the first down marker. He may be about a yard short before Evan Peruski brought him down. Mason Lemmings with a nice block on the outside to spring him. We'll give him 13 yards on the carry.
That's a very good job by Todd on so many levels. And you can't see it right now, but downfield, the receiver didn't get the right play call. He's not even looking for the ball, but Todd does a great job of making something out of nothing, and he turns what would have been a negative play into a positive play and gives them a nice 3rd and short, which they are very comfortable picking up, and I think they're going to leave it in Todd's hands here.
Beautiful block on the outside you saw from Mason Lemmings.
Very well designed play. Fake the pitch, get on the edge, and let your athlete be a great athlete.
Todd hands it off. Jared Spencer, the fullback, didn't need much, and he's going to be right at the sticks. Looks like he has just enough to move the chains. Look at the defensive starters for this Ubly Bearcat D. And the 2 big thumpers, those are the linebackers, Carson Haleski and Nolan Van Erp. We'll hear those names quite a bit today. Number 30, one of the better players in all of Division 8.
Centreville's offense looked very smooth after not having played a game to get to this final because of COVID issues. They look like they haven't missed a beat since the season.
Todd this time faked it to Spencer, kept it himself, picked up a couple of yards on the play. Again, Carson Haleski in on the tackle. So Haleski, you saw him obviously as an offensive ball carrier. Coach Sweeney says, as good as he is at running back, he is a better linebacker. Leads his team with 70 solo tackles on the season, 119 total. That's 70 solo.
That's impressive. I mean, when you got a quarterback that'll stick his nose in there on defense, you gotta love him on offense.
2nd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Handoff, Mason Lemmings, and Lemmings with a nice chunk. He's going to pick up a 1st down. Give him 9 yards on the carry. In on the tackle, Kyle Sweeney and Aiden Makoviak.
This is one of my favorite plays. You're going to get a motion here, right? And then you're going to get the ball handed underneath. It's just a misdirection just to give the defense something else to look at. It's very important in this type of offense. Very good job, handed underneath. He gets through. One of my favorite plays in this style of offense.
1st and 10 from inside the 30-yard line. Handoff, Jared Spencer. And picks up about 4 yards on the carry. Another look at Coach Schultz in his 1st season leading this program. This is the first.
This is exactly how Centreville wants their first drive to go, right? few yards here, few yards there, a third type play for their quarterback. And when I say third play, I mean a play where you have to make something happen. In football, it's not always cut and dry, and they're doing a good job here. Here's Todd up the middle again.
Yeah, Todd kept him himself. I was going to say, this is just their second game played in the last 71 days.
Yeah.
You got to remember, they didn't play that semifinal game because Clarkston Everest Collegiate was forced to forfeit due to COVID-19 protocols. So one thing you worry about, obviously, is conditioning of these athletes, but
conditioning and rust and timing, right? Because this offense is built, you have to be on time. And, you know, you talk about timing, and they always talk about it in the passing sense with the passing game. But in this read option, motion back, this battleship type offense, there's a lot of time that goes into it. And you can lose that if you don't get game reps, which they haven't had.
On 3rd and 5, Todd pitches it out to Gunnar Bunning, and he is stuffed. He will be well short. In fact, he will lose yardage on the play. Levi Peruski and Kyle Sweeney in on the tackle. -3 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Take a look at number 11 here at the defensive end position. He's going to do his job, right? This pitch wants to get on the outside. He immediately outflanks the tackle to make sure that he seals the edge. Sealing the edge on these pitch plays is very important. He does a great job there. Great job by Levi Peruski.
Great open field tackle. It's 4th and 8. Centreville says, we'll go. Todd fakes the pitch. Rolling to his left. Got a man wide open. And that's going to be a 1st down. Jared Spencer, the fullback, comes out of the backfield. Able to make the 1st down reception to gain 13 yards on the play before he was stopped by Evan Peruski.
This is just like the play they ran earlier where the quarterback had to make a play. This time, the receivers know it's a pass play. He gets on the edge. He makes a nice throw. That's not an easy throw. Rolling to your left. And this isn't a team that's throwing the ball 25 times a game. They're not throwing the ball a bunch. And for him to be able to roll left with pressure in his face and get the ball out accurately, very important on a big 4th down play.
4th and 8. They pick up 13. Now they're sitting at the 15-yard line. Todd hands it off. Jared Spencer. Hard-nosed player, plays both sides. As Coach Schultz said, hey, there's a lot of hits in this offense. When he's not carrying it, he's blocking. We saw he also can catch it pretty good out of the backfield as well. There's a good look at the Centreville program. Home of the longest wooden-covered bridge in Michigan. I'll bet you, Devin Gardner, you didn't know that. This is the 12th play of this drive. I bet you did know that.
I definitely knew that.
2nd and 8 after a gain of 2 on 1st down. Todd keeps it himself, gets past the first would-be tackler, eventually brought down by Aiden Makoviak.
That previous play right before this one, you think like, man, they didn't get a bunch, right? But that's perfect. Even if you don't get yards, the defense has to respect that you're going to give that ball up the middle. And if you get yards, fine. If you don't get a bunch, that's fine too, because it sets up plays like this with Todd going around the edge after he fakes the dive. That's very important that they continue to stay with the dive, even if it's not getting them a bunch of yards. It's a big 3rd down right here.
Gain of 3 sets up 3rd and 5. Jared Spencer, the lone setback. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd down thus far. Todd faked it to Spencer, kept it himself, and nowhere to go. Carson Haleski, the first man in on the stop.
Haleski was not fooled. They made sure that they did their job, right? Like I said, they played against this offense in practice all the time. So it's about doing your job. You have the dive, I have the quarterback. Do not get fooled by the fakes and the motions. Make sure you do your job, and Haleski does a great job there, making sure that he does his job.
So a critical 4th and 6 coming up. There is a timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. It's the Division 8 state championship from here at Ford Field. We're back right after this. How about a flashback of Centreville beating Sand Creek to win its first ever regional championship? This was back on January 9th. Game was tied at 0-0 for 3.5 quarters. Centreville broke the stalemate with a powerful Mason Lemmings run. Here it is, a gutsy 4th and goal call, securing the lone score of the ball game. Centreville defeats Sand Creek 8-0 to win the regional championship. And Jerry Schultz wearing khaki shorts and a polo. It's January, Coach.
Yep, he's gonna get sick for sure. That flu is it's all over. The flu is there, and I don't think he cares.
Well, he's got the same wardrobe on today. The superstitious guy. We'll get more on Coach Schultz and his superstitions coming up in a little bit from Brooke Fletcher.
Hey, Johnny, I don't know. His calves may be rivaling yours. I'm just saying. He's giving you a run for your money.
4th and 6, big play here in the opening quarter of the Division VIII championship. Sam Todd comes to the line. And there is a flag on the far side of the field. We'll take a look to see what it is.
Prior to a snap, false start.
A false start.
5-yard penalty.
And that's going to hurt.
So, Johnny, that was on purpose. I don't know why they did that on purpose, but the receiver just kind of trotted off the ball, and it looks like everybody knew they were going to do it. And it may be because they don't have enough space to run the plays they run. And
interesting.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it at some point, but they definitely did that on purpose to give themselves some more space. So look for the ball to be in the air here. Yeah.
You called it. Sam Todd to his right, had his receiver, but he's going to have to throw it toward the back of the end zone, but over the outstretched arms of Mason Lemons. Kyle Sweeney in on the coverage for that Bearcat defense. So you predicted it. You called it. They wanted a little more room to run the route, but just couldn't convert.
Yeah, when you have a team that doesn't always throw the ball, you're not going to be perfect, but you want to have the space to make sure you can get this corner route, and it's actually a pretty good throw, but better defense. Very good job by Ubly getting this stop, but as I suspected, Centreville jumped offsides or false started on purpose so that they could have more space to get that sprint out and throw that corner route. But if you take a look, if we take a look back at this, he had the shorter route that he could have gotten the first down with. He wanted the home run. He kind of missed him. He wasn't quite prepared to make the throw, but they'll come back to that for sure.
So as it is, Ubly's going to get the football at its own 15-yard line. One more look at it, Devin, as you described it.
All right, so he comes out, and it's going to be a smash concept from tight formation. He's going to have a guy right here on the goal line, right there on the goal line, waiting for the ball. If he puts it low and outside, his guy will catch it. It'll be a first down to get a fresh set of downs at the 3-yard line, and they'll be able to get in the end zone. But he wasn't quite prepared, right? They probably practiced that play a ton and said, hey, we're going to have the corner route, so he goes to the corner. He actually throws a pretty good ball, but tough catch to make in the back of the end zone with great defense.
So Centreville had a pretty good drive going, did have a 4th down conversion earlier. It was 14 plays, 37 yards, but 2 penalties for 15 yards on the drive. How about the Ubly Bearcats coming down from the Greater Thumb Conference East Division? And you can see it, 110-mile trek. The village originally known as Sidon and then Paget's Corners.
Nice.
We're here to learn. We're here to educate.
Man, you just learn something new every single day. Mostly learning in this one for sure.
Here comes the Ubly Bearcat offense for the 2nd time.
Hey, Johnny, you ever been to the Thumb?
I have been to the Thumb.
I have not been to the Thumb. I have thumbs. I have 2 thumbs. I have not been to the Thumb where Ubly resides.
Got to get there.
It's a little chilly, right?
This time of year it can be. Again, here it comes. The power T offense of the Ubly Bearcats. And a handoff to Carson Haleski. Carson had a 300-yard game versus Carson City Crystal in the regional final. As we mentioned, an all-state player.
Number 62, Jacob Spencer on the Centreville defense has been everywhere. He's been on almost every tackle to this point in the game, although the game has just started. Only the 2nd drive for Ubly. He's been everywhere. Take a look at him. He's right here on your screen. Has the visor, the long hair looking like Clay Matthews. He's done a great job so far. Let's see if he can continue that.
Jacob Spencer and Jared Spencer, identical twins for that Centreville defense. Handoff to Haleski. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of a first down, but a nice chunk play that sets up 3rd manageable. We'll give him 6 yards. It was Ethan Brownridge in on the tackle for the Centreville defense.
Right, they take it right up the gut. And who's there waiting? Number 62, Jacob Spencer.
3rd and 2. They're the locks of Jacob Spencer. 3rd leading tackler on that Centreville defense.
Yeah, he's playing like a senior should play. here early in this game. Here he is right here.
Approaching 30 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. Handoff, they kept it with Haleski, but right there in on the stop was Ethan Brownridge.
And a host of Centreville defenders. There's not a lot of faking going on right there, kind of sticking with what they know, and Centreville is all over it. Ubly's going to have to give a little bit more deception to make sure that they can get their running game going. You can't get your running game going if they know exactly what you're doing. Centreville is committed to the dive and stopping it.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. It flew here at Ford Field. We are scoreless. We're back for the second quarter here on Fox Sports Detroit right after this. The MHSAA Football State Championships on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Meyer. Meyer knows when we support the home teams, we all win. And the Sparrow Health System. Wear a mask, save a life. Sparrow Health System. On 4th and 2. To start the second quarter here, Ubly brings in Cole Hagan to punt it away.
I think it's the right decision. You absolutely cannot give Centreville, who's been rolling to this point, the ball at the 24-yard line if you don't get it.
And a nice boot. And fielded at about the 40-yard line, it's Tyler Swanwick. So Swanwick with a decent return, gets it back up past midfield. 36-yard punt, give him a 13-yard return for Swanwick. So you can see the road to the finals that Centreville took to get here. Again, that Everest Collegiate game, that was a forfeit. And we showed you a little bit of the Sand Creek, the regional championship, where just one touchdown was scored. So I'll tell you what, they've been outscoring their opponents this season 274-29. Only Reading in the district scored more than a touchdown against them.
That's a talented Reading team that's the defending state champion in this division.
Todd keeps it himself, has some running room past the 40-yard line. Flag comes in late. That's enough for a first down. We'll wait and see.
Looks like you might get a hold on this play, but that's phenomenal blocking by the pulling running backs and wing backs of the Centreville backfield.
Would have been a gain of 12, but hold the phone.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Let's see if we can find out where it occurred.
This is a great job by the blockers coming around with this quarterback sweep. But yeah, these takedown blocks right here, you know, usually you don't know if it's a hold for sure, but when you see a pile up and guys going to the ground, the referees usually throw a flag, and I think that's where they got it.
So second holding call that goes against Centreville so far in this football game.
We've seen on long down and distances, they keep the ball in Todd's hand. Let's see if they do it again here.
They do bring motion. Todd keeps it himself, swings it around the left side, picks up maybe a yard. They'll give him 3. Carson Haleski in on the tackle. So that'll bring up 2nd and 17 now.
It's a very good job by Haleski, making sure he sheds the blocker and gets to the quarterback quickly. He hasn't been able to make a splash on offense just yet, but on defense, he's done a great job of getting to the ball and making tackles.
I'll show you the 119 tackles coming in. He already has 7, and we played a quarter and a minute.
Johnny, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that fake pitch, get on the edge with the quarterback and try to throw that corner they try to throw in the end zone.
Todd, back to pass, pump fakes. He wants to go deep. He's got his man at about the 20-yard line, jump ball, and a nice job high-pointing it. Tyler Swanwick using that 6'3" frame, brings it down for a huge first down.
First down, Centreville.
How about the big guy getting up and going to get the ball? Very good job. High pointing the ball, and it's almost like an Odell-esque catch where he goes up and gets it, and you see one hand holding on to the ball. Very good job. Very good job. I thought they would go to the air here. You can see him on the pump fake, and he tries to get it up, right? He pump faked the corner route and then went to the post, just like I thought. Very good job and very well-designed play by Centreville. Now they go back to their quarterback.
They pick up 34 yards on the play to bring it down to the 20-yard line. This time they pitch it, and it's Gunnar Bunning, and he is stuffed. Carson Haleski give him 8 tackles on the day. Levi Peruski also there as well.
Tackled by Levi Peruski and Carson Haleski.
So Centreville with the first big chunk play of the game. And can they do anything with it? Coach Schultz said he first realized back in summer during their first virtual meeting that they might have something special with the quarterback, Sam Todd. Really picked up what they wanted to do, asked a ton of questions. Has the ability to check at the line if he sees something he doesn't like.
Yeah, they absolutely trust him. They're going to fake the pitch here and get on the edge, see if he can make a guy miss.
He does make a man miss. He picks up 9 yards on the carry. Austin Burke, the senior, able to make the stop for the Ubly Bearcats.
You can tell Sam Todd is a senior. He's poised and he feels comfortable. Look at him lull this defender to sleep and then slip right up underneath him and makes it a 3rd and short. Excuse me. I'm going to slide through here. Please don't touch me. Get to 9-yard gain. Very good job by Todd.
3rd and 1. And from what we've seen, this does look like 4-down territory. Centreville loves to go for it, but they'd like to pick it up right here.
Here, I keep the ball in Sam Todd's hand. He's your moneymaker all year, and he's been that today as well.
Jared Spencer, the lone back. They do bring motion. He fakes it to Spencer. Todd keeps it himself and gets down to about the 6-yard line. Sam Todd, 1,000-yard rusher on the season. Honorable mention All-State, picks up a big first down, and now it's 1st and goal.
We talked about the commitment to the dive. Here's the dive right here. He's going to follow right behind him. Very good job by Todd, knowing what he needs to get, barreling his head down. We don't need a whole bunch. We just need to get this first down, get a fresh set of downs inside the 10-yard line, and we believe that we can score if you're Centreville.
Inside 8 minutes to play, 2nd quarter. Best scoring chance for either school. Todd keeps it himself, and he is swallowed up right away.
Yeah.
Ethan Gillig in on the stop.
The back shy was not shored up there, and that's why that play was stopped from the start. Tried to run the same type of play they just ran to pick up the first down. They did not cut off the backside. 77 does a great job getting across the guard's face to get to the quarterback.
Ethan Gillig just plugging it up. Big old number 77. 6'1", 215-pound junior. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal. They gave Todd a yard on the play. Todd keeps it himself, trying to find running room. Still working. Gets down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. Give him 4 yards on the carry.
Committed to the dive. Committed to the dive. Continue to stay committed to it, and you're going to keep allowing your quarterback to get around on the edge because Ubly has to respect it. Yeah, if I'm the Centreville coaching staff, the way my defense is played, there's no way if I don't get in here that I don't go for it. They're going to try to get in the end zone on 2 plays here. Hopefully, they want to get it in 1.
3rd and goal.
They may try to get Todd on the edge.
Sam Todd keeps it himself. Nothing fancy. Quarterback keeper. They're going to give him a yard, but he is going to be short. That's going to bring up 4th and goal. Everybody in on the tackle for Ubly.
Quarterback sneak from the 2-yard lines usually doesn't work. So you have to think, hey, they're probably going to go for it here. As you can see, the nose guard making sure that he stuffs it. Austin Burke, very good job. Making sure he shuts it down. Look, he's underneath here somewhere, you know, just doing his job, right? He know I might not make the tackle, but I need to create a pile up here to make sure that they can't get this quarterback sneak.
4th and goal from the 1.
Maybe they get Todd on the edge now.
Todd.
There he goes.
Rolling to his left, has running room. He's got one man to miss and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Centreville. Great lead block from Jared Spencer.
It's a great job by Todd, and we thought they would get him on the edge, and they did. But this play was made by number 12, the twin brother, Jared Spencer. Just watch this guy here. Just flatline the linebacker flying through free. Very good job. Boom! Wow. That's almost equivalent to a touchdown. They call that a pancake at home. A pancake because the guy's laying flat on his back just like a flapjack. Great job by Spencer getting his quarterback in the end zone.
And Sam Todd, nice job with the quickness to get past Aiden Makoviak and Evan Peruski. They will go for two. This is classic Centreville. Todd hands it off. Reaching for the pylon, Mason Lemmings, he's in there. We see him, Mason Lemmings. 3 rushing touchdowns on the year. That one counts just as good. 2-point try for Centreville as they go up 8-0. Beautiful drive put together by the Centreville Bulldogs. We're back in a minute.
Yeah, welcome back. We just saw a great drive by Centreville, finished off by a touchdown by Todd. The linemen are all going to reach to the left, reach to the left, reach to the left. But watch number 55. He gets through and he's finished by Spencer. And then the rest of this is all Todd. Gets the edge. And you like to see your quarterback finishing runs the way he just finished that one. And then on two-point conversion, like we talked about earlier, one of my favorite plays. But look how he gets in the end zone. He's from the 3-yard line, Johnny. And he reaches and knows, I just need to get the tip of this ball over the pylon. It's a touchdown. That's a great job understanding football, understanding the rules, knowing what you need to get. I mean, that is a complete stretch. And that's the type of effort you have to have if you're going to think about winning a state championship for the first time in school history.
9-play, 47-yard scoring drive. Elapsed 6 minutes, 24 seconds. Centreville with an 8-0 lead.
Wow.
Jared Spencer.
Time-consuming, to say the least.
Kicks it away. Carson Haleski fields it, makes the first man miss, spins around, up at about the 43-yard line. So decent starting field position for the Ubly Bearcats. Nolan Van Erp in on.
Tackled by 22, Henrik Kane.
You can see Centreville trying to get that ball back, raking at it. That's why he missed a couple tackles, pulling at the ball. But I don't disagree with it. Try to get the ball out, because if he's thinking about protecting the ball, he's not thinking about running for a touchdown.
Evan Peruski, the freshman quarterback.
Remember, here he is. Been making a lot of plays today.
Peruski hands it off, and it's Mark Heilig. Heilig with his first carry of the day. Let's bring in Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, Johnny, for Coach Sweeney, Ubly football just runs in his blood. He was born and raised in Ubly. He played football at Ubly High School, class of 1992. And then here he is years later. There's his picture right there. And here he is years later, the head coach of that very school, and on the verge of possibly bringing this team their first state championship. I asked Coach what this win would mean to him. He said it would be a dream come true. Listen, we've been to regionals, we've been to semifinals, but we've only been to Ford Field once. We know what kind of opportunity this is to be at Ford Field, how lucky we are, and we're not going to take it for granted, because this might not happen again, guys.
A good football coach. I mentioned he's also the offensive coordinator. He's a 4th head coach in 4 seasons, Brooke, and perhaps nobody more equipped to lead this program due to his familiarity with it from the ground level. Coached Pee Wee football for a decade, then junior high for 7 years after that, then JV, now obviously as the head man. So pretty incredible. Think about this. This group of juniors has had Eric Sweeney as their coach in 7th and 8th grade, 9th and 10th grade, and now on varsity. So great familiarity within the program. 3rd and 3. Peruski swallowed up by the defense. Jacob Spencer in on the tackle, along with Ethan Brownridge. But Spencer, the first man to get there.
Spencer is having himself quite a day, and he's having a great time. You can see the smile on his face, just finding the quarterback and putting his face mask in his chest. Very good job by him. I mean, he is everywhere today.
5 tackles on the day for number 62 in the blue and gold. 4th and 3. Ubly will punt it away. Cole Hagan back to kick it away.
John, if he starts right and goes back left, they fully commit to whichever way he goes on these returns. If he was able to do that, that could be a touchdown.
And so this is where the Centreville offense will start. Backed up inside their own 30-yard line, leading 8-0 late second quarter. Reminder to tune in tonight to watch your Detroit Pistons take on the Houston Rockets on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Coverage begins with Pistons Live at 6:30. Again, that's tonight. Pistons and Rockets at 6:30 from Little Caesars Arena on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Jeremy Grant has led that team in scoring in 13 straight games. He is up for most improved player in the NBA. The only other guy in the discussion plays for the Houston Rockets, and that would be Christian Wood, the one-time Piston. So it's going to be a great battle tonight. I'll be over there for that one alongside George Blaha and Greg Kelser. Back here,
Johnny, you have a lot
late
of
second.
good time with Pistons, right?
We're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Been a fun team to cover. It's been a fun game to cover alongside you, partner. 1st and 10, Centerville's worst starting field position of the day. And Jared Spencer with a nice gain on 1st down, Devin.
These Spencer twins, their mom is going to have to make sure she gets them a nice big meal today because they are playing hard. Watch him. He hits this dive quickly and gets his head down and gets a very good gain on 1st down. That's what you need with this offense. Good gains on 1st down to make sure you set up 2nd down and short.
2nd and 4 it'll be. One of the keys against Ubly, they want to make sure they maintain possession of the football. Again, with the long layoff, sometimes those mesh points, you got to make sure they're good. And there's Spencer one more time. Brought down by Aiden Makoviak. 10 yards on the carry.
6-yard gain on 1st down. Why not give it right back to him? Here he is, ISO'd in your screen. He gets the ball, finds his way through, and boom. That's the way you finish a run. He's doing a very good job on both offense and defense, but they're feeding him. You want to know why, Johnny? Because he's been pancaking all day. It's like he works at IHOP. I mean, is it his job to serve up pancakes? Because he's done it all day, and now they're rewarding him with the football.
I said, when he's not carrying it, he's blocking it. Loves contact. 1st and 10. Todd, handoff. Spencer picks up a couple. Brought down by Parker Peruski. They'll give him 3 yards, and that'll take us inside 2 minutes to play opening quarter. Centerville looking to put points on the board going into the half.
The Ubly defense needs to stay cautious. Don't let them lull you to sleep. That's 3 positive plays with the dive play. You got 6, then you got 10, and now you get 3. Make sure that you're aware of all the other possibilities. You see you're going to get twins to the right, to the bottom of your screen for the first time on today. Maybe a pass to the air. They've trusted their quarterback to make the right play.
Tristan McElroy and Tyler Swanwick. But just a little window dressing. They keep it on the ground with Todd. And he picks up just 1 yard on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and long. Parker Peruski in on the tackle, number 68 for the Ubly Bearcats.
This is a big 3rd down for Ubly's defense. If they can stop Centerville from getting a 1st down, they could maybe get the ball back, maybe get points, but worse, they go in down 8 into the half rather than going down more if Centerville were to get a touchdown.
Number 2, Tyler Swanwick comes in with the play. There's Carson Haleski chewing on that mouthpiece. They need a big stop on 3rd and 6. 40 seconds to play, 2nd quarter. Clock continues to move. Inside handoff. Mason Lemmings, not much doing. Credit the Bearcat defense. They held him to 2 yards on 3rd long. That's going to bring up 4th, and it's decision time.
Yeah, I think Centerville is going to try to either pass the ball, right, because they think that their defense is good enough to stop them, right? With not a lot of time left, they don't think that Ubly is going to be able to, you know, move the ball and score with such little time left. So they're going to go for it and see what they can get.
All right, Jerry Schultz calls timeout. We'll take it with them. Again, you're watching the Division 8 Championship on Fox Sports Detroit. Coming up at halftime, a special look back on this high school football season with Brooke Fletcher. We'll look ahead to today's D2 final between Mona Shores and De La Salle. And Devin Gardner breaks down the first half of this football game. 4th and 4. 18 seconds left. Back to passes. Todd pump fakes once. Now he's looking for it. And a jump ball. It is caught. It is corralled by Tyler Swanwick. And Centreville scrambles for the timeout.
Number 2, Tyler Swanwick.
So in a situation like that, it's as good as a punt, right? You might as well take a chance.
Not a bunch of risk there, right? You throw the ball nice and high, give your guys a chance, and something good happens, right? You get the ball off of the hands and helmets, and now it's into the hands of your guys, and now you have a chance, right? Look for them, if they don't kick a field goal, to go back to the play that they tried to run when they took the intentional penalty where they wanted to scoop back and get that corner throw into the end zone on this play.
So they thought, why not take a shot? Again,
if they
worst case
intercept it,
scenario,
it's a punt.
Exactly. And Tyler Swanwick, you got to like your chances. Again, at 6'3", 160 pounds. You know what Coach Schultz said about him? He says, probably our best athlete on the team.
Now, this is a tough thing to ask, but if you're an Ubly defender and you know the situation, you bat that ball down. But are you, Johnny, going to tell one of these young men that they don't get to catch an interception in the state championship game? I don't think so. I mean, everybody wants you to catch it. Right? I mean, you got to try to catch it, and that's what they did. But the smart play would have been to knock it down. You get the ball where he threw it from, and better opportunity to try to drive down and score quickly.
Yes, Centreville, again, on 4th down today, they've been good. And now a great chance to put some more points on the board. Again, just 8 ticks remaining.
1st and 10 from the 20.
They're right at the 20-yard line. Sam Todd comes to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Let's see if they get him on the edge and try to get to that corner route.
He's looking for Tyler Swanwick one more time. Swanwick high points it again and brings it down.
Touchdown.
A 20-yard touchdown pitch and catch. Tyler Swanwick. He's been Johnny on the spot all morning, Devin.
Absolutely, Johnny. We saw him practicing this early before everybody got here, and this is why he goes up, and they call that a slam dunk. Just snatches the ball and shows them, hey, I'm the real number 2 on the field.
And that's good coverage by Matt Brando for the Ubly Bearcats. He's in position.
He's
but again,
right there.
He's 5'11". He's given up 4 inches on Swanwick, who just goes up, high points it, and another touchdown right before the break, and that is a big momentum swing.
That's the one thing that Ubly could not allow, a touchdown with no time left going into half. Now you go down by 2 scores instead of just the 1.
And they'll go for 2 again. Todd fakes the pitch. He's going to keep it himself. He's got room, turns the corner. He's in there. 16-0 after the 2-point try. Centreville Bulldogs are rolling.
Let's revisit, how did Centreville even get here with such little time? It's because of a, what do we say, Johnny, punt that was thrown up, right? A gift given to the Ubly defense, tipped and caught. And then disaster strikes. They go into the huddle, they talk about it, they come out with a fade route, and this young man goes up and gets it. Very good job. Very good job by Centreville in their offense.
How about this? Tyler Swanwick on the day, 3 catches, 85 yards, all big plays. 34-yard reception, a 31-yard reception, and that 20-yard touchdown reception.
Johnny, I don't think the people at home understand how impressive that is. Now let us explain why. This is a double wing, run the ball down your throat team. Double wing, run the ball down your throat team. They aren't known for throwing the ball. And this young man in the state championship, the biggest game of his life, his last opportunity on the year, is having himself a day.
These are the days you dream about. Evan Peruski fields it for Ubly. He trots out of bounds, and that is going to take us to the end of the first half. So Again, we expected a lot of ground and pound. I said we're not going to see a lot of passing in this one, but credit the Centreville coaching staff coming into this one, showing them a few wrinkles. And again, you got a week to prepare. Ubly thinks they know what they're going to get. And then I don't know if they quite understood that Tyler Swanwick could be as big of a deep threat as he's been this morning.
Yeah, Johnny, with that week to prepare, they probably worked on a lot of their passing game. And a lot of the passing plays have come because of necessity, right? It hasn't been within the flow of the offense. They've needed it, right? Long down in distance. They need to try and get a touchdown right before half, and it's proved great for these young men.
And Brooke Fletcher standing by with Centreville head coach Jerry Schultz.
Thanks, Johnny. Coach, sometimes when you're trying to win state championships, you need breaks like that. Tyler Swanwick stepping up huge on that last drive. How crazy was that?
Oh, it's crazy. I was like, oh, crud, they dropped the safety back like we didn't think they were going to do. And then he tips it up in the air. It's like one of those last-second plays, and then huge catch there at the end. I mean, he's making plays like that all the time in practice. Just never had to throw it until today, so.
Your offense has put on quite a show this first half. You're going into halftime with momentum on your side. How do you keep this going?
Hey, 2 more quarters till our goal, and that's why I keep telling them, just got to play Bulldog football and we'll be fine.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Johnny, back to you.
All right, thank you, Brooke. What a dream scenario for Khaki Shorts. Jerry Schultz, his first ever head coaching job, and as he said it, he is 2 quarters away from realizing the ultimate dream. They're riding on their quarterback, Sam Todd, who's at it working all morning. 16-0 Centreville leading this Division VIII championship through 2 quarters of play.
Welcome back to the MHSAA Division VIII state finals. Centreville put on a show this first half. They're up 16-0 here at halftime. Hey, we can't begin to tell you how happy we are to be back here at Ford Field for the state finals. Now, to describe what happened this fall and now winter as unforgettable doesn't really do it justice. So, hey, we want the men that made it all happen to tell you in their own words. We should take time to digest all this high school football season was. Historic performances.
Brady Rose, the greatest player in the history of Mona Shores High.
Unforgettable moments.
Edwards bouncing to the outside, squaring his shoulders, sprinting down the sideline. Anybody going to catch him? No way!
And teams doing things they've never done before.
The Eagles are heading to Ford Field for the first time in school history.
But most importantly, it showed us the patience and determination of Michigan's high school athletes despite the challenges this fall.
We're practicing as hard as we can all summer, you know, running every day, doing all our plays, and then we're not playing.
We work so hard during the summertime, like the whole summer, and for them to cancel our season, that broke us for real.
They said they was postponing the season or like canceling it for real, and I was just sick. I was really just sick. I was starstruck. My heart dropped to my stomach.
It's been tough with the starting. We playing, we doing good. We thinking we going to the finals, you know, that's the goal. Then we get stopped again.
It was horrible, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I was always on edge, you know, waiting for that phone call, that text, hey, you know, Logan, we got practice tomorrow.
That text didn't come, but they kept hope and stayed together, even if they were apart.
It was pretty crazy. We hopped on Zoom for the first time and we were like, wow, this is like really happening. We started doing jumping jacks and down ups, and we just remember like, wow, like we were really gonna get through this.
With the governor opening up bowling, we went bowling. Sometimes, you know, small gatherings, just making sure we stay together as a group. Even if it's just hopping on a video game and staying together so we keep the camaraderie and the chemistry.
Staying away from the parties, keeping a mask on, things like that. Coming to practice, making sure like the team doesn't get canceled. Do the things such as participation.
I think it all came down to self-discipline and adversity, because like we are young kids, so by us pausing, coming back every week, 2 weeks, you know, we didn't really know what to expect, but we just had to fight through adversity and stay together.
And through those months, their positivity remained, which made the announcement to play all the more sweet.
I was actually at home when I heard the news, and I was ecstatic. Honestly, I was so happy that I could come back. You know, I didn't think it was going to happen, to be honest, the way things were looking. But when I heard the news, you know, I was so excited to get back out there.
I was happy. I low-key screamed in the bathroom. I went upstairs and told my grandma, I'm like, because she was kind of saying, I hope y'all don't have practice because it was cold. And I'm like, no, don't say that. Then when I found out the news, I'm like, thank God that we got our season back.
The season came with changes. COVID testing, wearing masks, no fans in the stands, and plain and cool temperatures. But we've made it now to the season finale at Ford Field.
It means a lot to us because that we have the opportunity. Because, I mean, as a senior, honestly, when we first got the announcement from Governor Whitmer, I didn't think that we were going to actually be able to come back. So it means a lot for us the fact that we actually are able to finish our process and hopefully win a state championship.
When I'm on this field, it's like Corona and everything just like out of my mind. I'm just playing, you know. This is what I've been looking up to like for the last 4 years, my senior season. So I'm on the field. Everything else is just kind of, it's gone, and I'm just out there playing.
The hope that we can get a ring this year. It's the thought process. Like, it's all mental. So at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, it's mental.
Honestly, playing football is the most normal I've had in a really long time. It feels great. I mean, like with my brothers out here, I'm just happy to be here, and we'll make the most of it. I mean, like everything, if it gets better, if it doesn't, we know that we have football right now.
You never know when your time's gonna run out. That's in life. That's in general. You never know who's gonna be taken away from you. You never know when's the last time you're gonna be able to play something or see somebody or do something. So just always putting 110% when we step out here.
So let's savor this moment, relish it, and know that despite a once-a-century pandemic, a group of teenagers gave local communities across Michigan a chance to cheer. So now we say goodbye to this 2020 high school football season. We'll remember you, but look forward to next fall. All of these kids are excited to have the opportunity to play in the playoffs and even in the state finals. That they're able to come back and play the sport that they love. Much more to come here at halftime. Tyler Swanwick and this Centreville offense coming up huge in the first half. Centreville up 16-0. Much more to come. Stick around.
High school football fans, be sure to stay with us after this game because the MHSAA football finals continue. Coming up at 1 o'clock, the Division II title game. Defending champ Muskegon Mona Shores taking on Warren De La Salle. The Sailors and Pilots will be right after the conclusion of this one. Find out who will take home the hardware right here on Fox Sports Detroit. And that's not all. We have a full slate of games. 4 today, 4 coming up tomorrow. At 4:30, it'll be Clinton and Montague in Division 6, and then Division 4 in the nightcap. Detroit Country Day against Cadillac. You can see where you can find those games. It all started on this play. Sam Todd, take a look at number 12, laying out the pancake block, freeing his senior quarterback, who gets around the left side for the first touchdown of the ball game. Centreville leading at 16-0 here at the half. The MHSAA Football State Championships on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Goodman Acker, Detroit's trusted law firm. By Chocolate Milk, the official beverage of the MHSAA. By Addicts. Visit addictsportswear.com to start your custom order today. And by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Mask up, Michigan. Spread hope, not COVID. Keep your eyes peeled for number 2, Tyler Swanwick, coming in from out of the screen. 3 catches in the first half for Swanwick, accounting for 85 yards, including a 20-yard touchdown. Well, you can tell a little bit of the story right here. The Ubly Bearcats yet to pick up a first down in this one. You see the total yards, obviously heavily in favor of the Centreville Bulldogs. Hey, and passing yards, I don't know if we expected this, Devin Gardner. 98 yards in the first half alone for Centreville.
Oh, how about that old 98? I remember that number, but that's a great job by Centreville giving Ubly something that they didn't think they would see. And those 24 yards, that's exactly the Centreville defense we thought we'd see. But here's number 10, Sam Todd. He's been doing it all for his team, but he's had a lot of help from number 2, Tyler Swanwick. 10 plus 2, what does that equal? That's 12 right there making a huge block. And apparently 10 plus 2 plus 12, that's 6.
Nice.
Look at that math.
Nice. Great education. I love it. Again, we're learning and we're educating.
As we go.
Back with the second half after this. One more look at Centreville head coach Jerry Schultz wearing his patented khaki shorts and blue polo. Brooke Fletcher with more on that story.
Yeah, Johnny, you talked about it earlier in this game. That's just one of the many superstitions of Coach Schultz. This actually started, well, we have the video here. This is when they beat Sand Creek just a few weeks ago, but this superstition actually happened all the way back in November early in the playoffs when they beat Reading. And he was like, well, I got to keep this going. He's like, it's 29 degrees. It can't get any worse, right? Well, then the shutdown happened. And here we are in middle of January, and he has to keep it going, of course, being the superstitious guy that he is. Now, he has some luck here today being in Ford Field in an enclosed environment, but he says usually you can see him running back and forth on the sidelines. Now, I did ask him the question, guys, does he watch his shorts in between games? And don't worry, he does, all right? Coach has good hygiene. We can all sleep easy tonight.
No, it's great. It looks good on him again. Yeah, indoors is good, but he says it goes all the way back to his high school days. Back when he played high school football in Indiana, he said a coach's rule, you can't wear sleeves. So he said, I decided to keep it going.
I don't like it one bit because I get cold, but I love it.
10 at the 36.
So Centreville with a 16-0 lead, and they get the football first here to start the third quarter. The average start, their own 43-yard line in the first. This time, they start up about the 35. And on first down, it's Sam Todd, brought down by Evan Peruski. Keep this in mind. All three Centreville possessions in the first half, all inside the red zone. They converted on 2 of 3 of those as Todd picks up 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, just pick it up right where they left off here in the second half.
Second down and 2.
Sam Todd leading the way.
Two receivers set. Jared Spencer lined up directly behind him. Gunnar Bunning is the motion man. Todd keeps it himself, trying to navigate through traffic, picks up the first down.
Todd is wrapped up by 65.
Getting 5 yards on the carry. Carter Hughes, the 6'3", 200-pound junior, number 65, brings him down for the Ubly defense. And there's Carter Hughes. You see what Sam Todd's been able to do. Again, been a one-man show. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say one-man show because he's
you heard my
been able
math,
to go to
Johnny.
his weapons. I know.
10
plus 12.
2 equals 12, which equals 6, you know.
Exactly.
Come on, Johnny. I learned you something there. Now, you know, pay attention.
First and 10. Up near midfield. Todd keeps it himself, picks up 2 yards on the carry. Carson Haleski, he had 10 tackles in the first half. He picks up another one right there. Short gain on the play.
Looks like Centreville knows they have complete control of this game, and they're not going to risk anything fancy, right? We're going to do what we do. We know that Sam Todd is our guy. We're going to lean on him throughout the entirety of the rest of this game, unless Ubly's able to make a splash and try to do something to threaten them on offense.
Well, again, if you want to churn the clock, keep the clock moving, do what you do what got you here to this football game. Now they're in a position where they've got the lead, and it looks like they're able to draw the defense off sides. This is Sam Todd. So again, you're in a position now, you go in at half, say we don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty.
There it is, that'll be a 5-yarder.
Still second down.
I think something very important as well. A lot of these defenders on the Ubly defensive line are playing both sides of the ball, right? They're gassed. They're tired of tackling these guys all over the field. And there you can see it's offsides on 3 guys on the Ubly defensive line, but they're tired. They're gassed. They are very tired. All the entire first half, they chased Sam Todd around, and then here they are early in the second half having to do the same thing.
That Ubly defensive front, Levi Peruski, Carter Hughes, Austin Burke, Cameron Ferris, Parker Peruski. And on 2nd and 2, Mason Lemmings Picks up a couple of yards, but a nice tackle by Mark Heilig, number 27 for Ubly.
Johnny, I'm just telling you, up here, they had me fooled, but they did not have Ubly fooled. Very good job by the Ubly defense staying disciplined. I tackled the dive with my eyes as well, but the Ubly defense obviously did a lot more film study and paid more attention to that play than me.
Third down and 2.
Just 2 of 6 on 3rd down, but again, we've seen Centreville content with going for it on 4th. This is a 3rd and 2 opportunity.
Sam Todd all the way.
From the 43-yard line. Todd hands it off to Spencer. Good call. 6 yards on the carry. He's messing with it.
Sam Todd gets the ball first, Johnny, right? So you give it to Sam Todd here, and you're going to get this fullback running straight through the middle, head down. There's no deviation from his running. Just great job by number 11. Mason Lemmings getting a nice block and taking some of the responsibilities of number 12 on that play.
Well, good tackle. Joint tackle from Aiden Makoviak and Carson Haleski, but it is a 1st down. He had 32 yards on the morning for Mr. Spencer. Todd this time fakes it in the belly of Spencer, tries moving to the outside, and he is brought down by Mark Heilig. Heilig has been in on some big stops today, and that's going to be a no-gainer.
Yeah, great job. Great job by number 27, Heilig, getting to the outside and containing the edge. The Ubly defense, though they're down 2 scores, they've done a pretty good job of containing, right? Keeping that outside arm free to make sure you can make tackles and not allow the quarterback or the runner with the football to get on the outside. They just have to do more of it. You have to do more of it to try to continue to stop this explosive Centreville offense, who is taking their sweet time every single snap and bleeding this clock away.
Handoff to Spencer. Good swarm tackling by the Ubly defense. Ethan Gillig in on the tackle. They're going to give him 1 yard on the carry.
Now, this is a lot better for Ubly. 3rd and long. Now, they haven't been able to stop him early in the game and stop them from getting the 4th and short, but this is a advantageous position for them if they can keep them in 3rd and long and then force them to try to pass the ball, right? Because you don't think they'll punt from here, right? They won't kick a field goal. They'll try to go for it. If you can keep them here and then on 4th down try to get a stop on 4th and long, that'll be very conducive to the success of your team.
3rd and 9 from the 36. Fakes it. Going up over the middle. Got his man inside the 20-yard line. Gunner Bunning able to bring it down, and he signals it for you. That's a 1st down. 20-yard pass play on 3rd and 9. And the 5'8", 150-pound senior.
Right, so you got right here. He's going to take his route and go right to the middle where there is nobody there. Nobody there. Let it run here. Fake the dive. He's going to give a little tight end dump. We call that tight end dump when I was in Little League. Those are the only passes I threw when I was 10 years old because I just wasn't a very talented thrower, not like the young go-getters that I trained. We have 6-year-olds that can make the post throw, the comeback, all those different things. That tight end dump was a staple in my offense as a 10-year-old, and it works here for Centreville.
9th play of this drive. This time, they do give it the dive, and Jared Spencer dives forward, and a nice chunk. Carson Haleski in on the tackle. He's been busy all afternoon. Give him 4 yards on 1st down. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. We're inside 6 minutes to play, 3rd quarter.
Ubly struggling. They're struggling to find a groove on defense and stop this Centreville offense. Now, let's remind the viewers, if you're just paying attention to this game just now, we talked about how Centreville hasn't played a game in a while, right? They didn't play the semifinal game last year because of a forfeit, and you think, like, are they going to come in with rust or whatever? But obviously that break has proven very instrumental in their ability to pass the ball here today.
2nd game in 71 days. Todd fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, moving around the left side, and he is hit hard up near the 1st down markers. Austin Burke, the senior, number 66, one of the men in on the tackle.
Yeah, Sam Todd, this is why he's such a great leader. His coaches talked about it. Look at the fight, right? He's not just run out of bounds. You're up 2 scores. He's trying to get more, continue to go. And that's what you want to see. A senior in a state championship game, his last opportunity in these blue uniforms to give it everything he has. State championship on the line, and he's putting it all on the line.
3rd and 1 from the 7-yard line, Centreville. They've had the football the entire quarter. And a flag comes in from the far side. We'll wait to see what it is.
Prior to the snap, offsides, offense. Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty.
So on 3rd and 1, now again, we saw this earlier in the game where they took a penalty on purpose. This one I don't believe was. Devin.
This was not the case on that one. But Centreville, I'm sure they're fine, right? They're unshaken. They feel comfortable at 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, because they've been able to do it all day. Not to mention, they will not be afraid to put the ball in the air. We've seen them do it all day and have a ton of success.
Sam Todd goes to the wristband. They're 2 of 2 on 3rd down so far on this drive. They bring motion. Todd rolling to his right.
Like we talked about, not scared to put it in the air, Johnny.
Oh, one more time. Tyler Swanwick. He's in.
Touchdown, Centreville.
Tyler Swanwick with the 12-yard touchdown grab. And wait till you see this one. They've all been pretty today. 4 receptions puts him near 100 yards receiving on the afternoon.
Tyler Swanwick has been waiting on this opportunity since he came to Centreville. Right, he reaches that big paw out with one hand, stops the ball, catches it, and then has the wherewithal to make sure that he reaches the ball over the pylon. Very good job by him. He doesn't catch a bunch of balls, right? This is not an offense that's going to spread it around and the air raid as much as we see it in football today. This is a throwback offense, and in a day where he's playing his last game of the year, he's a junior, so he'll be back next year. He is having himself a day. I can't say it enough how impressed I am with him. And they may be trying to add him into the offense a little more next year.
Todd fakes the pitch, rolling to his right, comes back over the middle, had a receiver, but just off the hands. If I'm not mistaken, Tyler Swanwick came into this game with 2 receptions on the year.
I told you, he's been waiting on this opportunity, and he has taken full advantage. Division A football, this has been great.
What an athlete. 22-0 Centreville, well out in front. Centreville head coach Jerry Schultz knows how to motivate his guys. At the beginning of the year, they were picked to finish 4th in the Southwest 10 Conference. Here's what he had to say about that.
I actually remind them that before we take the field. I always just say, hey, just a reminder, you're the 4th best team in the conference. Let's go prove them wrong, and then we hit the field. And that always gets them fired up. It's definitely been motivation. We've had a lot of people picking against us, and you know, we kind of use that fuel.
Well, I'd say that's pretty good fuel. Again, they might be rethinking things. Schultz in his first season has this team well-oiled, and they're on full display.
I mean, can you ask for a better start as a head coach in his first opportunity to coach a football team?
I'd say no. Jared Spencer kicks it away. Ball is loose. Ubly able to fall on it.
Yikes.
Evan Peruski able to get up there and fall on it. But Ubly has work to do. Again, what a drive for Centreville. They took a ton of time off the clock, Devin.
That was insane. I mean, they literally had the ball for almost the entirety of the 3rd quarter, and they picked up right where they left off from the first half. Ubly is really struggling to find their footing in this game. Because they haven't had the ball, we know that they only have 24 yards of total offense. 24 yards of total offense. They have to find, at some point, they may want to have to go to the pass and try to make something happen in this game.
Yeah, just 10 total plays for Ubly. Tough to score when the offense hasn't been on the field much at all today. Peruski going down to his left side, but he can run with it and picks up a first down. So nice job. Didn't see anything downfield. Decided to use his legs and move the chains.
Yeah, how about the freshman who doesn't run it a ton, but they were looking to pass the ball? Just like I talked about just a second ago, you're going to have to try to do something that you haven't done before because you're in uncharted territory that you've never been in before. So the same old, hey, we're going to run the dive, commit to the dive is not going to work. You're going to have to get some splash plays, and this is one of them. Very good job. Just a naked bootleg. He doesn't see what he wants. He sticks his foot in the ground and gets vertical to try and get yards. First down. I believe that may be the first down of the game.
First down. You called it for Ubly. 11 yards on the carry for Peruski. Freshman this time hands it off to Carson Haleski. Here's the thing about Peruski, right? Hasn't shown any nerves. He goes 5'11", 165 pounds. First off, you get a chance to potentially be a 4-year starter at Ubly, so we'll hear his name, I'm sure, quite a bit over the years, but hasn't shown any nerves to this point. Yep. But after the long layoff, you know what Coach Sweeney told him? Hey, it's 2021 now. So
you're basically a sophomore.
You're a sophomore. He said play like a sophomore.
Which, still pretty young, but so is a freshman.
Right. The calendar may have turned, but he can only be as old as he is, but he's playing pretty well here. This time he keeps it himself. A nice job to evade the first tackler and diving out near the first down marker before being tackled by Tyler Swanwick. Peruski's going to bring up a 3rd and manageable.
How about Ubly depending on their freshman quarterback to try to get him going? And these are the type of things they're going to have to do, right? Reverse pivot, fake the dive, and get on the outside and run for your life because those blue jerseys are coming.
He's averaging 8 yards per carry on the season. That one good for 7. He's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Remember, his first start of the season came against the rival Harbor Beach. That was a team they beat in the district finals a year ago. But they lost by 2 to open the season. But Peruski has come a long way since then. Peruski, the lefty, over the middle, throws it a little low. That's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Kyle Sweeney, his tight end. So now 4th down. As he talks it over with first-year head coach Eric Sweeney.
Yeah, haven't thrown a bunch of passes, right? How much is he warming up on the sideline, right? First throw of this drive and of this half. Look for them to try to get him on the edge again, right? They've done a good job of getting him on the edge, right? He fakes it, he gets that ball on his hip. Actually, I'm going to change that, Johnny. I'm going to say they're going to run a dive right up the middle and say they're going to get the first down with the dive.
Dive. He is right at the sticks, but he hit it right on.
Number 14, Logan Mueller.
Yep, the time. That's going to be a first down. That's going to be a first down.
So the second first down of the day, the second first down on this drive is the Ubly Bearcats trying to get something going.
Why did I believe this will work? Because they've run and gotten them on the outside, and so you've softened up the inside of that Centreville defense, and you're going to have a little space. Now, it wasn't much space because you got big number 62 in there who's been able to stop everything, Jacob Spencer, but they did get the first down, fresh set of downs. Now, get him comfortable, get his feet wet, get the ball in the air so he can feel comfortable making throws on 3rd downs when you need them.
This time he fakes it to Heilig. Peruski out to the left side trying to get to the edge. Does pick up about 8 yards on the carry before being brought down by Matt Lorenz, number 21.
This is great. I mean, the reverse pivot, fake the dive, and get on the outside, right? Outflank the defense from the start. He's doing a great job doing that. Great job of blocking by his teammates. Now, this is good, right? If it's the beginning of the game and it's 0-0. It's 22-0 right now. You're going to have to get some bigger plays and allow this clock is really bleeding away. I mean, when you're down, the clock just moves so fast. It's like the clock operator's got to be speeding it up. So they're going to have to get some bigger plays to try to get points quickly.
I think right now they're just trying to find some type of rhythm. Logan Mueller picks up a couple on 2nd and short before he's stuffed. And it's going to be close. I think he's just a little shy, but good swarm tackling by the Bulldogs defense from Centreville.
Yeah, most likely going to go into the 4th quarter here. And they found a rhythm, right? They've got some things going, and they're going to have to continue this if they want a chance to win this game.
3rd and 1. 8 seconds remaining in the quarter.
I wouldn't hurry up and snap this.
Heilig, first down run and then up to the 35-yard line. So a nice job by the Ubly offense on 3rd and 1. They moved the chains. They've got work to do. A 9-yard carry by Mark Heilig, trailing 22-0. The Ubly Bearcats trying to get their first scratch of the day. You're watching the Division VIII State Championship on Fox Sports Detroit. The MHSAA Football State Championships on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by the Henry Ford Health System, all for you. And by Farm Bureau Insurance, the presenting sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. Ford Field, the site for this Division VIII championship, and it has been one-sided to this point. Here's our scoring summary. Second quarter, Devin, that's your man, Sam Todd, taking it in.
Just like when you're 14 or 15 years old and you're starting driver's training, and they want you to keep it at 10-2. And for this game and for Centreville, it's been 10-2. All day, early and often. They've connected on a number of big plays. And here's another one with a one-handed snag by number 2, Tyler Swanwick. Reaches over the play line. Touchdown.
22-0. That's pretty good. I'm going to give you that one. Go 10-2.
10-2.
I sometimes went 9-3, but don't tell anybody. So Centreville dominating total yards, but we will say this, Devin. Ubly obviously with their best drive of the football game to this point. 8 plays, 39 yards, 4 minutes of clock though, but now you've only got 12 minutes left.
12 minutes left, and you're going to need some special plays. And it looks like they're standing in this tight formation. They're probably going to get the quarterback on the edge with a naked bootleg of some sort. There he goes.
And stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, during the break, you saw the Centreville defense in the huddle, figuring out, hey, how do we stop this young quarterback from getting to the edge? At least early on that play, they found it, and they stop him.
Sam Todd, you saw shaking his left hand a little bit there. He was in on the tackle, two-way player.
Just telling you, Johnny, he's not coming off that field.
Team's leading tackler, I wouldn't think so. Mark Heilig, Logan Mueller, Carson Haleski in the backfield behind Evan Peruski in this Bearcat offense. And this time, he'll give it to Heilig. Hey, we do want to take a moment to welcome in our audience watching today on Fox Sports Detroit, Fox Sports Go, and CW46 in Flint, all with us live for the Division VIII State Championship game. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're enjoying this one. I know we've enjoyed calling it. Devin Gardner, Johnny Kane, and Brooke Fletcher with you for this Division VIII final. 3rd and 5. Ubly fighting the clock and the scoreboard. Peruski to Haleski.
And the Centreville defense.
Wow.
Number 62 again.
Jacob Spencer, the 190-pound senior, just stood him right up, and that is not an easy man to stand up.
Right, 190. I mean, he is unbelievable today. Just flying in there. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Boom, here I am. Oh.
That's 190 against 190.
That 62 really deceives you, right? Number 62, you don't usually see a 190-pound man wearing it, but he is that, and he is strong.
4th and 3, Peruski needs to make something happen. He's got his target. Kyle Sweeney, the junior tight end, able to move the sticks on a critical 4th and 3, which keeps Ubly's hopes alive. Gain of 8 on the play.
Nice job with the naked bootleg, old Peruski, driving that ball in there. And everybody at home is going to say, well, it's a little bit behind him. No, the defense is driving to the outside. Hold your guy up. Give him a chance to make a play and protect himself. Very good job. And a very savvy, talented throw by Evan Peruski, a young freshman who his coach calls now, because of 2021, a sophomore.
That's right. The young freshman has become old Peruski. This time hands it off. They're going to get up about 3 yards on the play.
How about the old Peruski?
Old Peruski got to keep it going there.
You know what would be really cool, Johnny? If they bring out the Fumaruski. How about Peruski Peruski running the Fumbarooski. That will be amazing for us. Don't think it's going to happen, but it's always okay to dream.
Approaching 9 minutes to play here in the final quarter. Peruski trying to lead his team into the end zone for the first time all morning. He's got a stable of running backs behind him.
They're going to get this on the offense, I think. It's going to be a false start.
Might have been on the center,
on the
Ethan
center.
Gillick.
Snap infraction.
I don't think he snapped it.
Prior to snap. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So that's going to back him up. Again, not many spectators in attendance today, but we do want to give a shout out to the officiating crew coming in, doing a heck of a job today. Much like all of us, these guys are happy to be here covering high school football on the 4th weekend in January, as crazy as that sounds.
Second down and 11 from the 21.
So now 2nd and 11 from the 21-yard line. Again, clock continues to move. It's Heilig, Mueller, and Haleski in the backfield. 14th play of this drive. And not much doing on the outside. Peruski brought down. High school football fans, stay with us after this game because the MHSAA football finals continue at 1 o'clock. It's the Division II title game. Defending champion Muskegon Mona Shores taking on Warren de La Salle. It's the Sailors and Pilots right after this one. Find out who will take home the hardware in this one only on Fox Sports Detroit. We've got an exciting final 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to decide this one. 3rd and 11. You don't need me to tell you this is a critical play for the Ubly Bearcats. Peruski rolling right, has time, comes back across his body, looking into the end zone. It's going to be picked. Tristan McElroy with the INT in the end zone. His 6th pick of the season.
Is intercepted by Tristan McElroy.
The young guy trying to make a play. He gets it up, but it's foiled by the daunting Centreville defense. We'll be back.
Hey, back here in the Division VIII Championship, you were looking at Ian Gross for this Centreville Bulldogs football team. He knows the cameras are on him a little bit. And how about this? The first undefeated season for Centreville was back in 1962. His grandfather, Dwayne Gross. Back row, Devin Gardner. How cool is that for family lineage in this Centreville program?
I mean, this is about as cool as it gets, right? You know, the last time was your grandfather doing it, and now you get a chance to do it. You get a chance to flex on the sideline a bit, do your deal. Very good job. Very inspiring story. I'm sure his grandpa's proud.
Very cool. 1962 undefeated team from Centreville. This year, of course, they play a few more games. This is the best season in program history, and they're trying to cap it with the first ever state championship as Centreville takes over again from the 20-yard line after the big interception from Tristan McElroy. Huge swing as Ubly had put together a very nice drive. Tried to make something happen, which you have to do. But it results in a turnover, and now Centreville with time on its side.
Yeah, watching that previous Ubly drive, you just saw no urgency, right? No real want to try to make sure you give yourself a chance to win this game. And you kind of got to question, were they just trying to play for pride there? I didn't see them rushing to the line, you know, using the entire play clock as if they were up 22, the way Centreville has done. Got to question that.
Well, I think a lot of times you got to do what you do. You want to try to establish some sort of a rhythm and not abandon it entirely. And they were able to get a good drive going. Again, just unfortunate to come up with the INT in the end zone. Inside handoff. Braylon Wyckoff with the carry. He's going to pick up 2 yards on the play.
Good to see a heavy dose of ball security from the Bulldogs in blue. Make sure that they do not give Ubly a chance to not only not get this ball back, but make sure they don't give a chance in this game.
Timeout on the field. Centreville facing a third down. They're 5 of 9 on third down on the morning. Again, another one facing them on the other side of this break. For the Menards, big money moments. And Devin Gardner, there were 2 of them in this game. It really swung the momentum.
Yeah, this is what really blew the game open. Now, obviously, Ubly still had a chance, but Centreville, that 10-2 connection was perfect at the end of the half and left Ubly no chance to score or stop them. And from there, it's been all Centreville.
Sam Todd, the talented senior, Tyler Swanwick, you saw on the receiving end. 2 receptions coming into this game. In this game, 4 receptions, 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 3rd and long. Todd hands it off. Mason Lemmings nowhere to go. That's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, we see those stats. We see Swanwick with that big day. Obviously, never had a day like this in his life at this level because we know he's only had 2 catches on the season. I have to question, the way that Centreville plays football, has there ever been a receiver in the history of the program to have a day like that in a single game, let alone in a state championship?
I would think in a state championship, no.
Absolutely not.
4 yards to go.
In a regular game? Absolutely not.
Well, that's their first ever state championship appearance. On 4th and 4, they line up to go for it at their own 26-yard line. And a timeout. So at least they showed it to him on 4th and 4. Timeout on the field. It's been entertaining. Division 8 championship. We're back with a final 5:25 right after this.
Feels like a dream. You know, it really hit me last Sunday that we were going to the state championship. Got a little emotional in the car while I was getting my coffees, and yeah, it's a dream come true. I really never thought we would. You know, you thought you could get this far, but it didn't really come reality till that last weekend, and it's really awesome to be here, and it's been an awesome experience so far.
Coach Jerry Schultz. Again, first undefeated season for this program going back to 1962, back when Dwayne Gross was on the squad. And now they're 5 minutes and 25 seconds away from securing a championship. Jared Spencer back to punt. Bad snap. Evan Peruski back to field it for Ubly. He's going to let it roll, and it'll roll dead at about the 28-yard line.
The punt is down by Lemmings.
Give a 46-yard punt on that one. Coach Sweeney talking to his young freshman, Evan Peruski. And again, these guys expect to be together for the next couple of years. Freshman quarterback, first-year head coach. It's the start of something beautiful for this Ubly football team.
Yeah, when I was a player in high school, Coach Carter was my coach, and when you had a young guy that contributed, hey, he's a young pup. He's a baby. That's what Coach Carter called you. And he's a young pup, and he's done well once they've given him a chance here in the second half. Obviously, maybe a little too late, but they still have 5 minutes, 13 seconds. If they can get this ball in the air, you see them spreading it out, they can go get it and give themselves a chance.
Peruski under center, keeps it himself. Rolling to the near side. Had his target, but just off the hands of Levi Peruski. The older brother, the brother-to-brother combo.
Intended for Levi Peruski. McElroy was there defensively.
You don't usually see brothers miss each other, right? It's a little inside on the throw, but when you're an older brother and your little brother's trying to make a play, you got to make that catch for him.
Well, remember, we talked about doing what they do. He's only thrown 18 passes all season coming into today, so they didn't want to abandon what they do. Peruski today, 1 of 4 for 8 yards. Does have the 1 INT in the end zone. 2nd and 10. Carson Haleski picks up a couple of yards. So, Devin, we got a big game coming up at 1 o'clock, one that you'll be calling alongside my good friend Matt Shepard. Muskegon Mona Shores, they good?
I think they're decent, at least, right? Defending state champions, and they're led by that man, Brady Rose. He is Doug Flutie reincarnated. I don't know what Doug Flutie was like in high school, but I imagine it looked a little something like this.
Third down and 8.
So Brady Rose, Muskegon Mona Shores against De La Salle. That'll be at 1 o'clock after this ball game. 3rd and 8. Peruski, the southpaw. He's intercepted for a second time. Is that Tyler Swanwick?
They're going to call incomplete here, Johnny. Ball came out as he went to the ground. Do we see our first opportunity at replay?
Peruski's pass incomplete, intended for Randall. Swanwick there defensively.
Another look at it.
All right, remember here in the state championship, you get a chance to not necessarily challenge, but review. That's a penalty. You can't pull his face mask like that. But yeah, the ball definitely comes out, and it's probably because his face mask is pulled all the way to the ground in a 360 motion. You got to call that, right?
Well,
you usually don't see the face mask on that.
They do review potential turnovers.
They're going to do it.
Ubly's going to take a timeout. As Eric Sweeney talks to his young freshman. All right, so again, the game coming up. We have 4 games on the slate for today, 4 more tomorrow. But the big one coming up, again, one of the best players in the whole state of Michigan. Mona Shore's main man, Devin Gardner. That's Brady Rose.
Johnny, I played in this state, and I thought I was, at least halfway decent. He's one of the best players to ever touch a football field in the state. And you see 5'7", 172. They're probably being extremely generous on both ends right there. He is not big in stature, but he is as advertised. Every time you get a chance to see him play, it's always a joy. This is going to be a last opportunity. You better get to that game at 1 o'clock on Fox Sports Detroit.
Well, you're an elusive quarterback. How does De La Salle, when you go into a game, when you're facing a caliber player like him, you put a robber on him, you put a spy on him?
Oh, without question. If you're going into a game against Mona Shores, they do have other players that are talented. Stop Brady Rose, period. That's the end. Stop Brady Rose. Similar to we saw a year ago, River Rouge against Muskegon with that talented Cameron Martinez. The plan is stop Cameron Martinez, and then the rest, let the chips fall where they may. That's going to have to be De La Salle's plan, and we'll see if they can execute.
All right, again, that game coming up at 1 o'clock. You see we got Red Wings broadcast coming up tonight as well. Pistons playing, Wings, high school football, what more do you need? They did review that play, and the call stands. Incomplete pass. That's going to bring up 4th and 8.
Yeah, you saw the ball kind of fell out of his hands at the end there. But good job getting a chance to use the review here in this first game of the state championships here at Ford Field.
First replay we've seen, but this obviously season hangs in the balance for young Evan Peruski and the Bearcats. Facing a 4th and 8.
It's 4th down and 8.
Peruski hasn't shown nerves all morning long. Now taking it rarely from the shotgun position, rolling to his near side. That's his left side. Peruski stood up just shy of the sticks.
Love the fight in that young man. He's not going to get it. That's a lot more of what we've seen from that Centreville defense.
Good downfield coverage. Matt Lorenz and Jacob Spencer, as you'll see, come in to make the stop.
Tucks in and goes, puts his shoulder down. I love to see this young freshman not afraid to stick his nose in there, right? He's seen what that defense has been capable of, and he still sticks his nose in there and tries to get the first down. Comes up short. But he needs to be proud of the way he's performed, right? Not asked to do a bunch all year and not asked to do a bunch in this entire first half. Coming to the second half, they lean on him, and he's been productive.
Down Centreville at the 36.
So a turnover on downs. Centreville takes over, leading 22-0. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remain. They're at the 36-yard line. And a handoff to the big fella. Oh, there he goes. Number 63. Dwayne Stevenson, the senior center. Are you kidding me?
You have got to love that. And there aren't a bunch of people here, but you can hear everybody in the stadium, including me, love that. He gets it. He's rumbling. He's bumbling. And he's stumbling. Wow. Very good job getting this big guy who's moved guys
opportunity to run that football.
A 26-yard,
he's back
in there.
He's back there again, Johnny.
Come on, Dwayne. 250 pounds, lowers the shoulder this time. Not so much.
He may be out of gas. Maybe out of gas, Johnny.
Carson Oleski in to make the stop. Are you kidding me, Dwayne? Oh, he'll be telling his kids about that for the rest of his life.
He's like, can I get a sub? I've done all I can. I've done all I can, please. I need water. Please. I am good with what I just got. I didn't get the touchdown, but I got a big gain. Let me out of here.
What a moment. And the Centreville crowd loves it.
That's awesome. That's what high school football is about, right? Give these guys a chance. I'm pretty sure he's been waiting on that all year.
Oh, man. Timeout, Jerry Schultz and the Bulldogs.
Gassed. Remember I said, get me a water. Get me a water. He has his water. He has that big smile on his face. You have got to love this if you love high school football.
Oh, mercy. One more look at it. For all you aspiring centers.
Oh, here we go.
You get your shot in the backfield. You make it count. Look at the patience.
Oh, he makes the guy miss. Good feet, big fella. And mumbling.
You gotta love it.
And stumbling.
The aerial view.
This is awesome. Look at the ball security. Look at the ball security. Oh, protect it, protect it. Very good job. A little stiff arm there.
Shakes off Matt Brandel.
Nice job.
Finally brought down.
Nice job. Look at you, getting you some camera time, big fella. Very good.
Look at the flow.
Look at him. He's trying to act like he doesn't see us. He sees us. You better look at us, big guy. You see that camera. Get your shine on.
2nd and 8. 3 minutes left to decide this one. Centreville having a little fun. Nursing that 22-point lead. Handoff. Braylon Wyckoff into the football game, picks up 4 yards. He's brought down by Kyle Sweeney. So we're seeing some of the reserves getting an opportunity for Centreville.
Yeah, it's good to get a lot of young guys this experience, right? This experience of running on this field, right? You don't know if you come back, right? It's very tough to get back to state championship level. And they're going to try to get this big guy a touchdown. Dwayne Stevenson. Here we go, fellas.
Big D on 3rd and 4. Stevenson! Lowering the shoulder. Keep driving. Keep driving. Keep driving.
Oh, no.
They got to mark him short.
They blew the whistle. Johnny, I saw movement there. What about you?
They had the push.
Here we go. They're going fast. They're going fast.
4th and goal.
Come on, big guy.
Dwayne Stevenson.
Just a little bit more gas in the tank. Here we go. Oh, no. They submarine him.
Carson Oleski. What a tackle by the senior linebacker. Says, not on my watch.
Yeah, Carson Oleski said, enough of this. Enough of this.
Oleski with 16 tackles on the morning.
Here he goes. He's driving those legs. I don't know if I would have blew the whistle. He's got a little movement there. You got guys behind him trying to get him in the end zone. You see it all the time in college football. Yeah, give him a push.
So a turnover on downs. Dwayne Stevenson.
Might have gotten robbed there. Might have gotten robbed. But I'm sure he'll remember this for the rest of his life.
Well, that he will. Look at there he says, hi, Mom.
Oleski says, absolutely not. Get out of here. I'm taking those ankles. You don't know how to run the ball like you're supposed to. You don't got a lot of reps at it. I'm getting you down.
Ubly takes over, pinned deep in its own territory, and a flag comes in late here.
Penalty marker on the field.
Prior to the snap, delay game, offense. Half the distance to the ball.
That'll back him up.
So first time.
About 11 inches. I'll tell you what, high school championship weekend, you never know what you're going to see. Memories are created. But that one right there was pretty special. I know we had some fun with it, but how could you not?
That's awesome, man. That is all. But think about it. Think about how hard he's worked, right? Everybody's gone through all the COVID and different things like that. And this big fella has been blocking his butt off for a running team that's run the ball all year. And then he gets a chance to carry the ball in his senior season on Ford Field in the state championship.
Inside dive, Oleski gets into the second level. Oleski going to take it up near the 10-yard line. Might I remind you one more time, the Centreville Bulldogs team, they come in with a 10-0 mark. They were preseason picked 4th in the Southwest 10 Conference. Now, in fairness, that's a tough conference, but they're serving notice to everybody, especially under the direction of first-year head coach Jerry Schultz. Hey, we got some players, and we'll take your best.
Coach Schultz took that personally, and you can see it on display here. He took it personally that they didn't think of his team as a team in the top 1, right? Or not even top 2. The 4th best team in his division, and they're putting it on full display here. 10-0. 10-0, and then a dominating performance in the state championship. Impressive.
Their first double-digit win season in school history. They came into today pitching 6 shutouts on the year. Add 1 more.
Go, Dogs!
Peruski. Hands off to Haleski. And what a season they put together for this Ubly program. Coach Sweeney carrying on the legacy of Jerry Herb, his high school head coach. Spent 5 decades with the Ubly Bearcat program. Of course, they play at Hurt Field, and these kids have nothing to hang their head about. What a great way to come in here and represent the community. Just ran into a talented Centreville team on this Friday morning. Peruski over the outstretched arms of Logan Mueller.
It's a very nice throw.
Evan Peruski's pass is incomplete.
These are invaluable reps for Peruski, right? Freshman, he's got 3 more years in high school to get a chance to maybe get back here. These reps that he's taking are real reps, and it's allowing him to get a feel and know what it's like to throw passes, so the next time he gets his opportunity, he'll be completely ready.
And it's all but academic at this point.
Third down and 8.
Peruski pitches to Haleski. Likely the last carry of the day. Haleski with something to say about it past the 40. Up past midfield, but that is going to do it. A heck of a football game, but it is. The Centreville Bulldogs, who are state champions for the first time.
The final score, Centreville 22, Ubly 0.
A great embrace. One of the seniors, Gunnar Bunning, he told Fox 17 in West Michigan, that's the dream growing up. Getting to varsity, pushing the limits of what the town thinks is possible. This town deserves it. Centreville loves their football, and they've been waiting a long time for something like this.
This has been exciting. We didn't think we'd have this much excitement in a game where it's all handoffs. They really put on the show today, and their hometown should be extremely proud of the way those kids fought today.
What a game. Centreville Bulldogs pitch a shutout as they beat the Ubly Bearcats today 22-0. That'll do it for our coverage of the Division 8 state championship. We'll be back here on Fox Sports Detroit at 1 o'clock with our coverage of the Division 2 state title game. For Brooke Fletcher and my partner Devin Gardner, I'm Johnny Kane. Thanks for watching the MHSAA Football State Finals on Fox Sports Detroit. Have a great day, everybody.